still ongoing, even amid push for the postponement of the local polls. He explained that the ballots and other paraphernalia may still be utilized in case of changes in schedule.
Samantala, aprobahan na rin ng Senado ang BICAM report sa pagpapaliban ng Barangay at Sangguniang Kabataan elections na gagawin dapat sa Disyembre ng taong ito. Ayon kay Senator J.B. Ejercito, nagkasundo ang mga senador na iurong ito sa huling Lunes ng Oktubre ng susunod na taon sa halip po ng December 2023.
But one of the proposals that I had in mind, I don't know if our dear distinguished colleagues heard this from me in several occasions, that the SK, with due respect to the SK, I feel that it should just be, my personal opinion, one seat in the barangay council. A qualified youth representative elected in the barangay with the barangay captains and kagawads. Bale, kung 8 po, 7 yata ang members ng council, magiging 8 po siya na elected councilor but representing the youth. Rather than coming out with a whole SK council na napakahirap na i-manage.
The measure moving the elections to next year is now up for President Bongbong Marcos' signature.
Looks like the Barangay and Sangguniang Kabataan elections will be postponed for a 5th time. The Congress ratified a bill moving the polls to October next year is just waiting for President Marcos' signature. What does this all mean? We discuss in this episode of The Chiefs. Welcome to The Chiefs. Ako po si Roby Alampay. Kasama po natin sa studio dito sa Mandaluyong Lingao of One News. Online in Manila, aming Pamintuan of the Philippine Star. In Quezon City, Luchi Cruz-Valdes of News 5. Chiefs, happy Thursday.
Happy Thursday.
Hello. Good evening.
Anong headline natin bukas, Ami?
Hindi happy kasi yung mga agricultural commodities daw because of Super Typhoon Karding baka umakyat ng 15 to 20% ang presyo, sabi ng Department of Agriculture.
Ay, Ami, kasama ba dyan ng bigas?
Kasama bigas.
Oh, akala ko sabi nila just
wala shortage.
Oh, di ba?
Wala man sinabi tungkol sa presyo eh.
Hindi, in relation to the price. The question to address to them before was in relation to the price. Di ba magkaka-shortage and therefore also pressure on the price?
Hindi, enough supply daw para hindi mag-import. Hindi naman yata sinabi yung presyo.
No, hindi. Okay. But I do remember. In fact, you even quip may supply tayo dahil nag-i-import na tayo. So,
and also, hindi ba sabi nga nila, mas mura yung mga imported na bigas kaysa sa yung locally produced. So I don't know, I'm just putting 2 and 2 together. I don't know how whether it all makes sense to you guys in terms of connections. Pero kung malaki yung impact ng karding kay agriculture, sa local agriculture, that would be an impact on the more expensive rice variety, which is the local rice, versus yung, I suppose, cheaper imported rice.
Kung wala nang import, di aakyat nga yung presyo.
But even before Karding naman, di ba, sinasabi na nila na tataas talaga ang presyo ng palay.
Totoo yun. But on the other hand, ito yung isang sinasandalan sana ni President Marcos, especially as Agriculture Secretary, because he did say it at the SONA na hindi, umaasa tayo sa next planting season that at least kahit papano this will give us some kind of a buffer, and ito na nga tumama na. Anyway, we'll have to devote...
So wala na talaga yung 20 pesos sa kilo.
Grabe ka naman.
Ang layo na.
Yung mga hugot na ganyan.
Lalo na ngayon mag-i-import tayo mahal-mahal pa ng importation. Anyway, we will have obviously what this all means is maraming episodes pa para talakayin ng lahat na to.
Yeah, we should have one on this.
We should have 1 or 2 or 3 or 4. Anyway, we will have that for sure, but for now we will talk about the postponement, inevitable it seems, of the barangay and SK elections. We'll talk about that with our first guest after a short break. Keep it here on One News. Preparations for the barangay and SK elections are still in full swing despite Congress ratification of the bill that will postpone it. Let's bring in COMELEC Acting Spokesperson Attorney Rex Laudiangco. Good evening, Attorney. Welcome to the program.
Magandang gabi, sir.
Good
Magandang gabi
evening,
po,
sir.
Luchi, Ma'am Ami, Sir Ed, and Roby.
Attorney Laudiangco, let me start off by saying we do feel for the COMELEC here. Just last week, we were talking to the COMELEC, tuloy-tuloy pa rin ang preparations. But what do you do now? Na, it's still not yet the law, it's not yet President Marcos signing off on this. On the other hand, Congress has ratified it. It seems inevitable. How far along is the COMELEC actually in preparing for the in the barangay and SK elections, and what do you do now?
You're correct, sir. Right now, we don't have a law yet which will definitely postpone the election. What we do have is Republic Act 11462, which states that the elections will be on December 5, 2020. So we were in attendance at the bicameral conference committee po, and it was clear that both houses of Congress really intended to postpone the elections to the last Monday of October 2023. But then again, we have to remember po that the real power when it comes to laws is in the hands of our President. So, gaya po ng mga nakaraang batas, we really do have to wait for the President to sign into law unenrolled bill before we had to stop preparations. Ito po kasi, we have a very limited timeline. If the December 5, 2022 elections will push through, we practically have 2 months to prepare. We have to be ready with almost 92 million ballots, which have to be printed, all of which have to be verified, including all of the not accountable and accountable forms. And all of the materials, including the ballot secrecy folders, the pens, the thumbprint takers, and all others, all of these had to be shipped and deployed nationwide. Kaya po, we cannot really afford not to be prepared in case the law, the enrolled bill, will not push through or will not become a law. Something like this happened naman po sometime in 2017. It's not the first time that it may happen. In 2017, we were really prepared to conduct the elections. It's dated on October 29. However, Republic Act 10952 was signed into law by then President Rodrigo Duterte. It set the date of the elections into May 4th, 2018. What we did was to use all of the ballots printed, all of the election forms for the 2018 elections. And fortunately, all of the ball pens, the thumbprint takers, and indelible ink, all of them were used. So we expect the same plan in case the law was.
Attorney, very quickly, if you could put a percentage to it, ilang porsyento na ba ang tapos nyo? I mean, nearing to 100% readiness.
With what we can say right now is we're about 70 to 80% because yung pong mga pinrocure po namin na gagamitin, all of this will be delivered in 2 weeks po. And the ballot will be ready in 30 days. And the National Printing Office has 3 machines which are capable of printing 1 million ballots each a day. So yung balota pa lang po matatapos namin in 30 days, including all the accountable forms and the verification. Tapos po itong lahat in 45 days. And the remaining 15 days will be allotted for deployment in time for the December 5 elections.
So effectively,
So
sir,
pag
you...
na-postpone,
Yes, sir.
wala na yan. Ganun ba yan?
Again, ma'am?
Pag
Tapon.
na-postpone nga, pagka na-ratify ang batas, wala na lahat yan. Hindi na yan magagamit. In other words, you're going to have to secure the same amount right now, di ba? 8.441 billion ang
No, ma'am,
allotted, di ba? And if
magagamit
you've
po.
used up, magagamit pa ba yung mga balotang yun? Magagamit pa ba yung mga ballpen? I mean, how much of it can still be used if
All of them
the
can be
barangay
used, ma'am.
elections are postponed? Yeah.
All of them can be used po, ma'am. In fact,
Okay. So wala namang down the drain. I mean, wala mas sayang. Wala masaya.
Tama po kayo, ma'am. This is the same scenario in 2018. 2017. Tapos na po lahat, nakapag-print na kami ng balota, kumpleto na po lahat ng forms. Biglang naiurong, lumabas ang batas po na 2018. Wala pong nasayang sa lahat ng nabili at na na-print. At kung matatandaan ito po, sirs and ma'ams, yung date po ng balota natin ng May 14, 2018 elections, ang date po nun ay October 28, 2017. So ganung senaryo din po yung ina-expect namin in case talaga magkaroon po ng batas na postponement. We will be able to use all the ballots printed now, all the election forms, all the materials and paraphernalia. We will be able to use them in 2023.
So, sir, you're going to go full blast with the printing of the 92 million ballots, regardless of whether the president signs or not the postponement?
Ganito po, sir. Ultimately, if the law comes mid-printing, the Commission on Elections has to decide whether to halt the printing or to proceed and to complete the printing po. Wala namang pong masasayang kung tatapusin namin yung printing kasi i-store lamang po namin ito at gagamitin natin next year. In fact po, baka mas makatipid pa kami dahil yung cost of printing and cost of material definitely mas mura ngayon kesa ngayon. Tama po. Yung storage naman po, we expect to save money on that too because the National Printing Office itself is offering store in-house all the ballots. So hindi na po namin kailangan mag-procure ng warehouse, hindi na po kailangan ilabas ang balota, and all of this will be stored and
but Attorney, tama ba na ang premise dito is that we're postponing the voting exercise per se, not the entire elections. In other words, one major premise here is walang bagong filing of candidacies. Kung sino yung kandidato ngayon, yun na yung ina-assume yun na kandidato next year.
The COMELEC has yet to decide on that, sir. Kasi ganito po.
But isn't that a major premise to saying na walang masasayang na balota?
Sir, manual elections lang tayo for the Barangay and SK elections. So wala pong nakapagpapit na pangalan. Ganito po yung plano ng COMELEC. Kaya nga po, inurong namin yung final COC so October 22. Originally, it was set on October 6. But nakikita nga po namin, to be time to avoid any illegal complications kung sakaling may mag-file ng COC, inurong na po namin ito. Kung lalabas ang batas before the October 2022 filing, October 22, 2022 filing, ang gagawin lamang po namin dito, hihinto namin yung filing ng COCs. We could proceed that next year. Pero kung umabutan pa rin po yung October 2020 filing at merong nakapag-file, COMELEC then decide whether this COCs right now will be valid for 2023.
So, Attorney, meron kayo ngayong budget allocation for the election this December na more than 8 billion pesos. Ano nang mangyayari dun sa budget na yon? Kasi sabi ni Representative Lagman you have fiscal autonomy at hindi daw pwedeng galawin yung pera na yan. Kasi ang sinasabi nilang excuse for postponing para daw gamitin for pandemic response. Is that possible?
Tama po si Representative Lagman po, no? Because we are an independent constitutional commission enjoying fiscal autonomy. Ang tawag po sa budget namin ay continuing appropriations. So all of these budgets, that 8.4 billion pesos had already been allotted to all the budget for the elections. So kahit po i-postpone natin ang halalan, hindi po maaring kunin kasi these are continuing appropriations. And hypothetically pa rin po, sige sabihin na natin na kukunin po nila yung aming pondo. Eventually, all of this had to be brought back to us kasi magkakaroon po ng halalan at gagastusin at po namin hindi lang kaparehong halaga kundi maaring mas higit pa para po maituloy yung halalan sa 2023.
Okay. Now, Attorney, we've been talking about cost, we've been talking about may masasayang ba, we've been talking about budget, but as we said, this is the 5th time that we are postponing the Barangay and SK elections beyond money, beyond resources. What price are we paying? What price are Filipino voters paying with every postponement of the barangay elections?
What we see right now po, sir, is that the 8.4 billion that we have will be sufficient to conduct the December 5, 2022 elections. And we're talking about around 66 million voters for the barangay elections and around 24 million SK voters. Speaking likewise of 207,000 plus represents, And times 3 of that is the total of the poll workers that we have to engage. But by October or December 2023, the PSA projected po that the voting age within the Philippines will reach to 73 million. And we're projecting that out of that 73 million, the registered voters for barangay po will come up to 70 or 71 million. In fact, the SK voters will now shoot to 39 million. Ganyang kalaki po yung ine-expect namin na madadagdag. Kaya po pati ang presinto natin from 207,000 cluster precinct, we expect 239 to 240,000 cluster precincts, employing almost 700,000 poll workers. Ito po yung sinasabi namin na hindi po tayo makakatupid, ngunit mas lalaki po ang ating gastusin dahil mas marami po ang ating botante.
So tama yung estimate ni Chairman Garcia na mga 18 billion actually ang madadagdag dahil sa 1-year postponement na yan.
That is correct, ma'am. And we also factored in po dun sa sinasabi naming karagdagang budget ng almost 10 billion na hinihingi is the increase in the honoraria of the poll workers. Tandaan po natin about a month or 2 ago, yung supposed tax exemption ng honoraria po ng ating electoral board was vetoed by the President. At sinabi po ng ating Pangulo at sinabi na rin po ni Chairman Garcia that we will be looking for other ways to compensate for that supposed tax exemption na nawala. Dadagdagan po sana namin ang honoraria ng poll workers natin, ng mga teachers natin, to compensate for the tax, ma-offset po yan, at higit sa lahat, masuklian naman po yung hirap nila. Remember, this is a manual election na isa-isa pong babasahin, dalawang klase pa pong balota. Merong SK, merong barangay. At hindi lamang po yun, yung bilangan po at yung proclamation mismo na mga mananalong kandidato ay doon gagawin po sa presinto. That is why we really intend po sana to give additional compensation, not just to offset na yung nawalang tax exemption po nila, but to compensate po yung additional workload sa manual elections.
Sir,
So by next year, magkano yon? Magkano yung madadagdag na yon? Dahil na-move siya by next year. Dadami nga kanya yung presinto, yung voters. Magkano yung
18 billion nga raw.
All of these factored in po, ma'am.
Pa daw, may honoraria.
Opo, all of these factored in po, ma'am, sums up to 10 billion pesos.
But that's, attorney, just to be clear.
28 billion.
28 billion
The
ba?
gastos hit?
18 billion pesos po. 18 billion. So we now have
Pero
8
hindi.
billion.
Yung all-in na yun. All-in na yun.
All in na po yun. That is
Yeah,
all in.
yeah, attorney, but that's all in. But just to be clear, this is the cost of basically moving it once. Di ba?
Yes, sir.
We
We're
moved it 5
moving it
times.
for 1 year.
If you compound the costs over 5 postponements, magkano, by the time it happens, magkano nang inabot nitong barangay elections na to?
So ang projection po namin by December, ang total na pangangailangan po ng COMELEC ay around 18 billion. We now have 8.4 billion. So mangangailangan na lamang po kami ng mga 9 to 10 billion.
Oh dear.
Yes, sir.
Pero teka lang, attorney, di ba may attrition din naman? I mean, meron din namang mga hindi na pwedeng bumoto dahil over age na. So yung computation ninyo na maraming madadagdagan yung number of voters, dapat din, di ba, mabawasan din ng mga tatanda na, I mean, beyond, ano bang voting age niyan? 18 ba? Di ba?
Ganito po. Yung ating pong voting sa voters po sa SK elections ay 15 hanggang 30 years old. So yung 15 to 17 years old po, isang balota po sila for SK only.
Okay.
Pero yung 18 to 30 years old, dalawang balota po ang tatanggapin nila, isa sa barangay, isa sa SK. And 31 years old and above po ay yung sa barangay lamang. So kahit po lumampas sila ng edad ng 30, nababawas lamang po sila sa SK. Pero nandun pa rin po sila sa regular barangay elections natin. So ang katotohanan po dito, padagdag po tayo ng padagdag talaga ng ating mga botante.
Sir, given what you said a while ago na yun nga, may fiscal autonomy itong COMELEC at hindi pwedeng galawin yung pera ninyo na naka-budget for this year kahit sabihin nilang kailangan gamitin for the pandemic. And given the fact nga na increase ang cost because of the deferment to next year, so are you saying talaga na it really doesn't make sense fiscally yung argument ng Kongreso to defer it because of the money?
While we respect po the power of really the both houses of Congress under Article 10 of the Constitution to set the term of office of the barangay elections, fiscally, yes sir, we would be needing more money to conduct the elections by next year. Kung sakali man po one scenario that we are envisioning, kung talaga pong hindi maibibigay sa amin yung ganong kalaking halaga, is that we will not be able to offer and give to the teachers yun sanang additional honoraria. So babalik po tayo dun sa rate nila dati na mababawasan pa ng 20%. Yun lang po yung nakikita naming senaryo. But as to the other part, yung balota, hindi po namin pwedeng bawasan. Yung mga supplies natin, anti-COVID materials, pati na rin po yung ating mga number of precincts, hindi po namin siya mababawasan.
No, sir, I didn't get that part. You mean because we're deferring the elections, may mababawasan tuloy doon sa allowances, tama ba?
Hindi po. Ganito po. Yung pong nabanggit kong 18 billion
Yes, sir.
po na yan, kasama po dyan sana yung increase ng honoraria. Kaya lang during the deliberations po, sinasabi nila na masyadong malaki at baka hindi po maibigay sa amin yung ganyang kalaking halaga. Opo, kung sakali po talagang hindi maibibigay yan, ang mababawasan po sana o hindi namin maibibigay yung karagdagang honoraria. Babalik po sila dun sa old rate nila na 10,000, 9,000 at 7,000 na mababawasan pa po ng 20% na tax. Yung po sana yung kinocompensate namin yung nababawas na tax. Gusto namin dagdagan sila para buo na po nilang matatanggap yung kanilang honoraria.
And because of the deferment, maaaring hindi maibigay yung exemption na yan.
Tama po kayo, kung talaga pong hindi maibibigay ng Kongreso yung kahilingan namin, ito po yung maaring maging consequence.
Okay. Well, Attorney...
Sabi ni...
Right.
Sorry, last na lang, no? Sabi ni Senator Amy Marcos, this is just really to buy time in order to address daw deeper issues. And parang pinag-uusapan na rin nila na dapat daw siguro baguhin. Halimbawa, ang constitution ng nung SK Council. Kung magbago nga yan, halimbawa na lang mag-draft sila rin ng mga proposals para iba na yung make-up, kumbaga, ng SK. Magbabago ba yung balota nyo? Will there be anything that will need to be changed in order to adapt to the new barangay organization or the SK Council or whatever changes or deeper issues, as they call them, they will be addressing via some law?
Una po sa lahat, kami po ay nagpapasalamat sa both houses of Congress na doon po sa lumabas na final version ng Bicameral Conference Committee, hindi naman din po naisaad yung pagbabawas ng aming pondo. In fact, nakalagay po doon na by the funds that will be used for the October 2023 Barangay and SK elections will be sourced from our general appropriations and or supplemental appropriations. So kahit papano po, may pagkakataon kami na humiling na madagdagan. Now, tungkol po doon sa sinasabi po ninyo ng mga deeper issues, yes, that is correct. Doon po mismo sa deliberations ng House at ng Senate na pag-uusapan po talaga, una, maaring i-fix na ng mas mahaba yung kanilang term limit. Ikalawa po na pag-uusapan na rin po talaga na i-overhaul yung SK Reform Act. In fact, yung SK Reform Act po, just a year ago, kakaamit lang po nito. Meron po tayong natawag na Strengthening the SK Reform Act. Ngayon po, kung ito po yung babaguhin nila, kung ito po yung overhaul nila, at magbabago yung constitution and composition ng ating barangay at SK, definitely po mauobliga kaming magbago ng balota. Sa kabutihang palad naman po, dun sa proposal na lumabas sa Bicameral Conference Committee, hindi naman po nila binago yung current composition ng barangay at current composition ng SK, and they're still adhering to the SK Reform Act. So wala naman po kaming nakita magpapagbabago, at kahit sa anumang pong discussion, hindi pa naman po umabot sa punto na talagang i-overhaul yung SK Reform Act.
All right.
In previous Congresses, nag-propose ng COMELEC several electoral reform bills. Hinahabol niyo pa ba yun? Meron pa rin ba kayong mga pending na mga pinupush na legislation sa 19th Congress?
That is correct po, ma'am. In fact, it is one of the key agendas of Chairman George Erwin Garcia. Nag-create po siya ng aming Committee on the Revision of Rules and Electoral Reforms, kung saan kasama po namin yung mga pinupush naming agenda na noong pa nakatatapos na yung mga nakaraang Congress. Unang-una na po dito yung patungkol dun sa election offense ng vote buying. Hiningin po ng COMELEC sa Kongreso na i-redefine natin ang vote buying in so much po na una, ma-cover natin yung mga makabagong pamamaraan ng vote buying at vote selling. Yung mga electronic fund transfers, mobile transfers. Second, hihilingin po namin na panawitin yung definition of vote buying so much so that we will be able to connect the act of vote buying doon sa mga principals mismo, doon sa mga kandidato. Isa po kasi ito sa challenges na inaabot ng aming mga prosecutors ngayon. Isa pa po sa hilingin namin kasi bawal din pong mag-aresto o manghuli ng kung sino mang lalabag sa election offense laws natin during the campaign. Hindi po makapang-aresto at makapanghuli natin pulis. Ang gagawin lang po namin, sasampahan namin ang kaso. But this time po, hihilingin namin sa Kongreso na bigyan ng exception yung vote buying. Na pagdating sa election offense ng vote buying, payagan ng COMELEC kasama ang PNP and other law enforcement arms of the government na manghuli doon sa mga gumagawa flagrante delikto. Hihilingin din po namin na sana po itaas na po yung cap ng ating election expenses, pati na rin po sa campaign expenses. Kasi nga po, makaluma pa po yung halaga natin at hindi na makatotohanan. Ilan lamang po ito dun sa mga ipupush namin na electoral reform agenda under the chairmanship of George Erwin Garcia.
Attorney, remind me, and remind all of us, just a basic thing, I was trying to research it because we keep saying, fifth time na ma-postpone, fifth time na na-postpone. The original date for this barangay elections, for basically the next barangay SK elections was supposed to be when? How far back was that?
The original elections was supposed to happen po in 2020. Remember po, the last time that we had an elections was in 2018. To be exact, it's May 14, 2018. Ang kasunod po sana na halalan ay May 12, 2020. Lumabas po yung Republic Act 10952 at inilipat nga po sa 2020. Yung sumunod po na Republic Act 462, inilipat po sa 2022. So kung tutuusin po from 2018, nakakadalawang postponement na po tayo at yung lalabas na po, magiging batas. Yung bagong panapalang batas, ito po ang ikatlong pagkakataon na mapopostpone po ito.
Okay.
But that also means that basically our barangay officials and our SK officials have basically gotten an extension on their terms for 4 years.
That is correct, sir. In all the postponement laws, lagi pong nakalagay doon yung holdover capacity and practically extending their terms of offices.
Yeah, and we tack on another year pa next year. But ito na lang po yung tanong ko. I'll go back to my kanina. Beyond the money, beyond 18 billion or whatever, what does that do to our political system? What does that do for our political system? Given that alam naman natin ang politika dito tali-tali, ang election dito tali-tali. What has been the implication of this on the entire electoral and democratic process in the Philippines?
Una po sa lahat, ang nagiging pulso po, although hindi naman po ito nanggagaling sa COMELEC, ngunit sa pulso ng ating mga botante, yung instability po. Kasi alam po natin na every time nagkakaroon po ng resetting ng barangay and SK elections, unlike po nung ating national and local elections, na alam po nating lahat ng ating mga kababayan na magkakaroon tayo ng halalan every 3 years. But in so far as barangay and SK elections po, meron po talagang uncertainty na nangyayari. At sana nga po ma-address na ito sa future legislation. Ito pa po na nakikita naming effect dito, maari pong merong mga talagang magagaling at qualified na makumandidato para sa SK elections. Ngunit dahil po sa paglilipat ng halalan sa mga susunod na taon, nagiging overage po sila at hindi na po sila makakatakbo bilang SK official. Ito po yung nakikita namin ilang implications po.
Sir, is it possible to put a limit to the number of, of deferments for an election? I mean, I know it sounds funny, pero because in the end, these are laws that Congress gets to pass. Pero is it possible to put some sort of a limit to how many times Congress can defer an election? Because in the end, you're looking at
and disenfranchise all of us.
Opo. Given the current constitution po, no, specifically under Article 10, talaga pong nasa Kongreso ang kapangyarihan para i-fix ang term of office po ng barangay. Ganyan po ang current na kalagayan natin at kinikilala at kinagalang naman po namin ang kapangyarihan ng Kongreso. So, as the question na possible po ba, it will be possible po again through a legislation or more importantly po through a constitutional amendment. Pero at the time, we do not see that po and the current trend and the current thinking po talaga is that the power to fix the term for barangay and SK elections really belong and pertain to Congress.
Attorney, I don't want to pretend that what I'm going to say is a question. I mean, siguro parang comment na lang. Gusto kong dagdagan yung sinabi nyo na sabi nyo nga, ito lang ang ilan sa maaaring maging implikasyon. But knowing how politics works in the Philippines, especially at the local level, habang pinagbibigyan ng Congress na essentially extend natin yung terms ng mga barangay officials, doesn't that in effect worsen the patronage politics that we know is going on at the lowest levels of government?
Siguro po, sir, that is a purely political question that we in COMELEC would rather avoid po. We really cannot do anything about it because the COMELEC's power is only for the enforcement and administration of election law. Insofar as the wisdom, patungkol po dyan, and the decision, it really is within the powers and sections of Congress po, sir.
Okay. Attorney Rex Laudiangco, sir, maraming salamat po.
Thank you,
Maraming
Troy.
salamat, sir. Isang karangalan po makasama kayo. Mabuhay po ang Pilipinas.
Mabuhay po kayo. Si Attorney Laudiangco, acting spokesperson ng COMELEC. And we'll start up another conversation after the break. Please stay with us. The Chiefs will be right back.
vault ace EJ Obiena returns to his alma mater, the University of Santo Tomas, for a homecoming event.
Ginawa ng Pope John Paul II Award ang pole vault world number 3 sa pagbalik niya sa UST.
Obiena is set to resume training in Italy next week to prepare for the 2024 Paris Olympics.
This world number 3 pole vaulter assumes his back-breaking training in Italy next week. But before that, he talks to us. EJ Obiena, welcome back to the Chiefs. Always a pleasure to have you on board. Here we go. Sir, can you hear us? He's mobile eh. I think
Mukhang may technical
signal's coming
problems
in and
pa
out.
tayo kay EJ. Yeah.
He's been here for quite a while na rin eh. He's been doing the rounds. He's supposed to be on break, but I think he's been very busy.
Oo, but
Going
among
around.
other things, kanina, di ba, may homecoming sa kanya sa University of Santo Tomas. Getting awards, of course, a lot of
Where
accolades.
he was studying...
Electrical
Oo.
engineering. Did you know? Na electrical engineering pala yan.
Pero ibang klaseng poste hawak na ngayon eh. EJ, can you hear us? Wala pa rin. Oh, well, his real name is Ernest John Obiena, so
No.
we know what EJ means. Okay, we're still trying to connect with EJ Obiena. Obviously, he's mobile. We saw him a while ago. He was walking. I think he's indoors, so that also compounds the problem.
But of course, we're talking to EJ because he's really coming off a string of successes
And
in his-
controversies.
and controversies. But he's heard, well, so to speak, he's hurdled the controversies. Has been going on to compete in a number of events. And really, a lot of people. I mean, we're no experts in sports, but the people who do follow the sports are really taking note that he seems to be really climbing and peaking in his own capacities. But
Okay.
here's EJ.
I think we have EJ.
Finally, to tell us more about his homecoming.
Hi EJ, magandang gabi and welcome to the Chiefs. Welcome back.
Baka nakamute.
And then he's not
Baka lang may
he's not
delay.
talking it. EJ, can you hear us?
Hello?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, we can hear you.
Yes, I can hear you po.
Okay, welcome back to the Chiefs. It's good to have you back on board. Okay, I think there's a bit of a delay. But anyway, let me start off with this.
You guys,
Yeah.
good to see familiar faces.
Yeah.
And congratulations.
Yeah, congratulations. We understand you're flying off to Italy next week after a break here in the Philippines. Pero given your busy schedule, it seems na hindi ka rin nakapagpahinga. Nakapagpahinga ka ba? Kumusta ba kasi mo rito?
Meron naman po. I was with my family for 2 days in Palawan, and I was with my girlfriend for an extra 4 days. So, yeah, a good 6 days. I was okay. Was very good disconnect to all the hustle and bustle of Manila. So far, yeah, we're back in business, I guess.
Well, congratulations on the award that you just received from your alma mater, no? Of course, I mean, needless to say, it's well-deserved. I just wonder, for an athlete like you, yung mga ganitong breaks ba, how long can you actually take a break from training and from just pushing yourself? And even when you're on a break, I mean, what kind of I don't know, maintenance in routine do you have to observe to make sure that you'll be fit for the next game or competition?
Well, good thing with our sports, we have seasons. So we have pre-season. So now I'm actually in off-season. I can't, hindi po pwede rin na sobrang tagal. So parang lumalabas 3 weeks po sa akin. 3 weeks ng rest ko po. Then I need to get back into it. So actually, within this week, I need to start doing some training to get back into shape. I already gained some weight, really good food. So
Yikes.
way too much. So I need to, control again and eat right and train and really just dial it in again.
Well, your next objective is the Olympics, ano? Why are you planning to go to, bakit Italy specifically for your training? Mas maganda ba yung environment doon for that kind of challenge?
Not exactly. It's more of my coach. My coach lives there po. So Civitali, he's living in Formia. That's one of the biggest reasons. And also Formia is actually a very good place to train. Though it doesn't have a lot of things. It's not like Manila po. So parang ano po siya, province in a very secluded area where athletes like us can really dive in and just focus on training po.
Before Olympics, are you joining any other competition?
Yes po. I still have 3 seasons, and actually next year is going to be quite busy for all the Asian athletes. We have Asian Indoor coming right up in February, and then we have the Southeast Asian Games in May, and then we have the World Championship in July, and then I believe the Asian Championship before that, and then the Asian Games in late September. So it's quite a busy schedule for me, and we're gonna have a couple of build-up competitions going in, and I'm hoping to do good, hopefully, praying for it.
Yeah, but EJ, the way you rattle off everything, on the one hand, obviously it's very hectic, it's very busy, but on the other hand, also, you say it right now very straightforward, and we hope we mean that in a good way. The last time kasi we were talking about the best, there were distractions and so on. Is that all behind you right now? Can you now say that no distractions, and now you can just really just rattle off the events and prepare for the events?
I'm hoping. I can't predict what's up ahead, but I'm hoping that whatever happened before would not ever get to me or to any other athletes. And I hope that we're governing body of the Philippines pull all that energy and put it into one.
EJ, what kind of target are you actually aiming for now? I mean, you've done 5.91. Are you hitting for a 6? Is that is that something that you're preparing for, or paano ba yan? I mean, of course, you beat Duplantis already once with that 5.91, right? I mean, how did that feel? Also, wow, yeah.
For me, I would want to jump 6 meters. I do believe that I'm capable of doing it. It's just a matter of getting the things down to the to the detail and be able to pull everything in. I think it's just right around the corner, so hopefully I'll get to to that 6 meter mark. And then with the win in Diamond League in Brussels, I'm happy about it. Not because I beat Duplantis, it's my first Diamond League win, and that's something very prestigious, and I can finally have the trophy. So it is truly a blessing, and that day was definitely one in the books.
Yeah, and you made us all proud.
You were taking up electrical engineering before you started
Electronics.
for us. Paano na yun? How are your studies? Are you still planning to continue? Maybe after the Olympics?
Yes. Yes, of course, I would want to continue. I'm talking to our dean currently in the University of Santo Tomas in engineering. I'm hoping that I can at least inch my way, get some units done. It's quite difficult because the things that I left, the things that I haven't done in the university are still more in the laboratory and practicals, and then the thesis, which takes a lot of time. So I'm not sure when exactly am I going to be able to finish. But one thing's for sure, I really want to. I know that I need to finish my school.
And while you keep an eye on that aspect of your life, there's no doubt as well that other young Filipinos are looking to you and getting inspired to get into athletics as well. Now that you're back here, you're reconnecting with your network here in the Philippines, you're back with your alma mater in UST. I'm just wondering, in the conversations you've had, if not in direct observations that you've had, are you getting that sense? Can you give us an idea of of whether or not there is this EJ Obiena effect. Not just EJ. Really, the last time we talked about this, really parang sila Carlos, sila Kaloy Yulo, di ba? Sila Heidelin, all these Filipino successes on the global stage. Are you getting a sense and a feel for that, if not feedback from your colleagues here in Manila?
I had a very good talk with the new father that Jesus, I forgot. Well, anyway, I really had a good talk with them. It's very positive so far. USC is gunning for the general championship as well and retaining the crown in España, which is very positive. I'm still in talks, and hopefully I'll be able to do some very simple clinics to get some kids kick-started in the event of pole vaulting. With track and field, I think with the new administration running the sport, I think it has a really good future in the next few years, and hopefully I'll be able to take part in spreading the sport in the country. I'm not really sure on as you said, there's a Heidelin DS effect. I don't know if there's an EJ effect, but I would just want to keep focusing on the task at hand. As an athlete, I just want to keep training hard, representing the Philippines the best that I can, and hopefully keep winning medals po.
Well, EJ, balikan ko lang yung tanong ni Luchi kanina about how an athlete keeps in shape during vacation. I know you said that next week you'll go back into training. I suppose by that you mean intensive training. Pero yun nga, going to the question of how an athlete keeps in shape during vacation. Kasi sa inyo mga athletes, ang maintenance iba ibig sabihin. Sa aming matatanda, ang maintenance iba ibig sabihin.
Gamot kami, gamot.
Hindi ko na-gets yun.
Hindi mo na-gets yun? Nyabang dito, hindi rin na-gets. So. Pero nga, for example, during vacation, of course, you're not pole vaulting to maintain yourself, but do you run how many miles a day? Do you stretch? I suppose you stretch a lot. Kasi watching your videos sa pole vaulting, that's a lot of intensive stretching.
For me, how I keep in shape is more cross training, because I've been playing a lot of tennis from time to time, and it's been quite a breath of fresh air, doing something different for some time, and I'm very passionate about the sport, and yeah, that's something that I do enjoy. Running and getting in shape is, for us at least, is more just being active, just not sit around, not just sit around, eat, and get fat, which kind of guilty for a few days, but yeah. But so far I'm just doing some very basic training. Like if I can run, and I was in Palawan, I did some short runs, just try to get the cardio, just keep moving and not really let loose. And because at the end of the day, it's going to be me who's going to be having a really hard time going back if I let loose way too much.
Well, how many pounds did you gain, if you don't mind my asking, during this vacation?
Sorry?
How many pounds did you gain during this vacation, if you don't mind my asking?
So far I just gained 1 kilo, so hopefully it's
okay
not going to be that big of a...
Wala yun. Naku, kaya mawala.
Sa amin sa isang araw lang yun
EJ, okay. What advice can you give young Filipinos, especially because when it comes to the equipment that you use, I mean, it's not something that you will find in every street corner, unlike basketball, for example. No? How do they get started on pole vaulting? Even, I'm sure you have inspired many of them, but how do you get started on that if you're just an average Filipino kid? And you don't have this equipment and even that pole that you use. I mean, how important is the kind or type of pole that you use to be able to do the stunt you need to do, right? I mean, I'm sure crucial din yun.
Yeah, I mean, it is crucial, and it's definitely ideal to have all the equipment right around the corner, which is something me and Commissioner Noli am hoping to do something about. But I need to tell a story of a kid that started pole vaulting sa Pilipinas po. He basically jumped with a bunch of old poles and kusot. Like his dad basically passed some kusot talaga, as in no joke, kusot po, pinatong-patong na kusot. That's where he lands. And that's actually how we overseas. And then my friends were sending, oh, this is in Philippines. So like, really? I never heard of the guy. And then we recruited this guy in UST. And his name is John Ray Magallanes. And now he actually graduated. So I would say it's really is the passion of the sport. And if you want to do something, you know, as much as it is ideal to have the equipment, you can find ways. And for me, right now, all I can do is really connect people to the right coaches. And I hope I'm able to be that conduit to provide the aspiring and future pole vaulters of the Philippines to have this, you know, to hopefully be able to provide them that.
EJ, pahabol ko lang, you're planning an invitational meet next year in Tagaytay. How's that coming along? Meron na ba mga confirmations of attendance?
I'm very optimistic. I think Mayor Bambol is very keen on making it happen, and Mr. Terry Capistrano would want to have it done, and Commissioner and new Chairman Noli Ayala as well, which I think it's quite interesting that all the sports governing body right now is all in line to that, which I hope and I truly believe it would happen. So I'm praying that, you know, as I said, that now all the sports governing body of the Philippines are aligned. I would hope that we'll get this rolling and we get the first pole vault competition internationally in Philippines done.
Okay, well, EJ Obiena, the whole country is behind you. Maraming salamat.
Thank you.
Thank you, EJ.
Thank you so much.
And God
Have a good
bless.
evening po.
Yeah.
More golds.
Salamat po.
And that's it for the Chiefs. We hope what was discussed will keep the conversation going. I'm Roby Alampay.
I'm Ami Pamintuan of the Philippine Star.
I'm Luchi Cruz-Valdes of News 5.
I'm Ed Lingao. We are One News, all sides, all the time.